Welcome back to the Culture Talk. Today we're going to talk about communication. In Ephesians 4 verse 29 it says, "Do not let corrupt communication come out of your mouth, but only which is helpful to build one another." Okay, the word corrupt, it means to destroy or lack of integrity. So, if you're using harsh words, your communication will be lacking substance, or it's going to be tearing down something. Maybe mentally. Maybe you said something to someone years ago and it still hurts them. Forget the old "sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt." Well, you know that old kid saying, but we all know that that's not true. Because you probably know a time or someone that hurt you. But we gotta learn how to speak to one another. Whether you're in a relationship, marriage, dating, brother, sister, going to church together, in school, friends, we all have to learn to speak to one another. We got to learn to communicate with one another. This was brought up today as I was going through my past. I did not know how to communicate with people. I would say what was on my mind and hurt people, but which was not offensive to me because I thought I was being direct, but without no explanation. Without explaining the why I said what I said. Or what I meant to say. It hurt somebody. But even I am learning about that. Someone brought that up to me today. That's why I want to come on here, change up the Proverbs, and use this as an illustration. I don't know what the thumbnail's going to be because this is a different kind of thing. Maybe a telephone or a cell phone. Someone with a cell phone. But who knows? That's not that important right now. What is more important is that we learn to speak to one another. Husbands, learn to speak to your wives. Don't use angry words when you're mad. Even if you're dating, don't use angry words when you're mad. Don't just say, "because I said so." Explain your meaning. Whether you're a father speaking to a son, a mother speaking to her daughter, don't just say, "do what I say because I said it." Maybe helping communicate why you said that. Maybe when they say wash dishes, don't just say, "because I said so." Well, you can break it down, say, because you don't pay rent, you need to contribute, you need to help clean this house to make it look good. You can come up with a bunch of other stuff. Women, one thing I've learned in relationships is they don't like to communicate. They expect you to read their mind. I had a lot of I've never been married, fail relationships because I could not read their mind. Women will always tell me, "you should know what I mean." No, men don't know your mind. Men are a different creature. Men are totally opposite. So, wives, for a good marriage, explain to your husband what you meant. Girlfriends, explain to your boyfriends what you meant. Moms, explain to your sons what you meant. So on and so forth. But we all have to explain what we mean. We need better communication. We can't just say what we said and not know what it, or not let people know what we mean. We got to work on our communications as humans. I heard a lot of people by my text messages, I noticed, because I'm not a big old emoji person. So if I say something, it just sounds direct. So I could say something like on a text message, that looks stupid. Ha ha. But the other person might read it as, that sounds stupid. Ha ha. But what I'm saying is, that sounds stupid. Ha 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 ha. Like that, laughing. Jokingly, sarcasm, but it's the communications. I gotta work on my text messages. I'm not big on emojis. I probably have smiley face with sunglasses. That's my usual because I wear sunglasses a lot. But I gotta work on my communications. I gotta put the LOL sometimes to let people know that I'm joking. I hate the LOL, but I do it for their benefit because it makes my communication sound better. Ha ha sometimes sounds offensive. Or as a fake laugh. So I know I gotta work on my communication. I know where I am doing something wrong. I remember girls used to tell me that I'm too direct, which is okay, but girls don't like direct. They like to have a little bit of hidden meaning behind it, or a breakdown of what you're saying. Girls, when you go to your man with a problem, let him know. When you're telling him a story, tell him, I just want you to listen. I don't need your opinion. Because once you explain to him, you don't say that. Once you talk to him, and he's going to give you the answer that you should do, which you probably already know, but he doesn't know that he's supposed to be a ventilator that you can vent to. So, I'm just saying we got to work on our communication. One of my favorite quarterbacks a couple years ago said, you got to tell me the why. Back in the old school days, they didn't give you the why. They just told you do something. Dads told their sons, do this. And you had to do it. My dad was like that. He didn't tell me the why. I argued so much later on. He told me the why, but he did it in an angry voice. Because I made him mad. I was not old school. But I learned that I started doing that later on in life too, in my relationships. So I know I gotta communicate. If I ever get married, I know I gotta work on my communication skills. If you tell your spouse that you're tired, your children that you're tired, your friends that you're tired, maybe you want to give a little explanation like, I am tired. I worked all day. I just want to rest up a little. I'm not saying that's what you have to say, but I'm just saying give a little explanation. Maybe we can do whatever later on another time, another day. I know women are more known to do that. But guys will just say, I'm tired. No explanation. I know that starts a fight sometimes. They'll say, let's go out tonight. And later on, they'll be too tired because maybe a job came up and it wore them down. And they'll just say, sorry, we can't go out tonight. No explanation. I know we're bad at that. I've been bad at that. Sometimes I just say I don't want to in relationships. No explanation. But communication is very important in any relationship. Whether it's son to a father, father to a son, especially in today's modern world, it is very important. Husband to a wife, wife to a husband, boyfriend to a girlfriend, girlfriend to a boyfriend. Whoever you're dealing with, friends to friends, we gotta all communicate better. So I was inspired to do this topic today. So, what will better communication do for our lives? It will help our relationships. Maybe we're speaking to someone in a way that we don't know that's hurting them. We just think, this is the way I am. But that was my excuse most of my life. This is the way I am. People got to accept me. Well, I joined the personal development. So I wanted to better personally grow and develop myself. So what does that mean? I got to improve. Not just body, finances, as I usually talk about. I know I never really talk about this, but communication. I got to work on my communication with others, so I can better develop myself and become a better person and learn to communicate with people better. I know some people naturally got it, but me, I don't got it. I got to work on it. I got to practice it. I got to work on it. And hopefully I don't make mistakes again, but if I do, I got to work on it again and practice again and keep on going and keep on improving until I learn it. But we got to all personally grow, work on our communications. It will help your relationship in your marriage, to your mom, to your dad, to your kids, to your friends. It will help everything. Maybe at work, you can communicate better. So, communication is good everywhere. I don't care where you're at. Communication will help build you every day. It will help improve your work. It will help you improve all over, church, everywhere. Some pastors are not good at communicating. But sometimes you got to communicate better to your people in your church to break down things so your congregation knows what you mean if you're giving them a task. So we got to all do our part in learning to better communicate with others, so we don't have corrupt words. We're not destroying one another with our words, even if we're not trying to on purpose. But we got to keep on working on communicating with one another as men, even women. I don't care if you're young or what age you are. We got to all work on communication. So I hope you learned something. I hope your words help build up someone. And if you say something that may seem offensive, maybe you want to give an explanation why you said that and breakdown of what you're saying, what you mean. That way you don't tear no one down, but you actually help build someone up. And that's what personal development is. It's about building each other up while still growing ourselves. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. And everybody, keep on growing and keep on developing.